think I did a good job keeping my part short. I'd like to introduce our guest speaker for this evening, Joshua DuPont. Josh is the owner and CEO of Piano Fondue, a Madison-based dueling pianos entertainment company that he co-founded in 2004. Originally just a two-person operation, his company now boasts 30 part-time employees. Piano Fondue's team of sound technicians, lighting technicians, and world-class entertainers bring their full production roadshow to venues all across the Midwest in the country. Josh.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so honored to be here addressing the talented graduates of Madison Media Institute. Thank you to MMI, its administrators, staff, and faculty for asking me to come and address you all today. Welcome to all of our family and friends with us here today who have come to help celebrate this auspicious event. Most of all, welcome students, and congratulations, graduates. I'm humbled by the opportunity to share a few words from my own experiences with you here. My friends, today marks another moment when you have taken control of the direction in which your life is headed. You have shown initiative and confidence. The question is, what is next? What is the next choice you will make that marks the unique path that you are carving for yourself through this time on earth? In this crowd, there are students of many disciplines, but one thing is universal amongst you all. That is the call to lead. Now, some of you may be saying, wait, man, that's not me. I just want to get a gig. Well, I have news for you, pal. Others are watching you. What are they going to see? I know just by looking at you all that person is going to see someone who has the dedication to pursue that which they have deemed important. Today, that is education. You have all put in the time, effort, and sweat to accomplish the culmination of that. But what is tomorrow? A job, a gig, or is it your career? Career. That thing that you point to and say, this is what I'm all about. This is the journey I'm on. Take a moment and look around you. Look at your peers. Who is next to you? Is it a young entrepreneur about to launch her own sound design company? Is it someone who's going to be working on podcasts and video for public broadcasting, not because of the glamour and the wild parties, but because of it's something that they believe in? Is it someone who is supporting their family by helping support other families in their darkest hours through the healthcare industry? Those people, my friends, are leaders. They exemplify the qualities that we as a culture have chosen to hold up as ideal. What are those qualities? What are the watchwords that will guide you through your professional journeys? Accountability. When you do a job, what's next? Where are you? Are you accessible for follow-ups? More than that, do you follow up? When I think of accountability, I think of someone who takes the time after a job is done to evaluate their performance and pursue a continuing dialogue. I know that person is going to back up their work, and I know that I can always trust them to be there when the stuff hits the proverbial fan. Communication. This is a big one, y'all. The beginning, middle, and end of a job depend upon clear and prompt communication. May I add, for those dealing with client-side interactions, the importance of courteous communication. Ask how someone's day is going. Be sincere about it. Make a personal connection, however brief, and your connection will be stronger. Don't waste time, though. Professionalism is a hallmark of good communication as well. I can promise you this: make your points quickly and succinctly, and when you open your mouth, people will listen. Answer your emails. Join LinkedIn. I know, it's really used by people. I've seen it with my own eyes. Tweet, blog, return phone calls. Communicate. Dependability. Be where you say you'll be and do what you say you'll do. Goes into reliability. You will be where people expect you to be. You will do what people expect you to do. Where there is fire, you're putting it out. Where there's gold, you are mining it. Where there is struggle, you are working to ease the burden of others. And when there is celebration, You are there to revel in your successes. Because for a leader, your successes are everyone's successes. Initiative. Where there is a spark, you see fire. Where there is a pattern, you build systems. The one who takes the initiative, ladies and gentlemen, 100 times out of 100 is going to be the one with the head start. And the one with the head start, by definition, is going to be the leader. Here's one to write down. Never complain about a problem without at least the beginnings of an idea about how to go about solving it. In fact, never complain about problems. Problems happen. Problems are fun. Attack them. That's what they're there for. And if you need help, bring others in on the attack. Formulate a strategy and take it down. Versatility. Versatility. Roll with the punches that life throws at you. Now don't let me dissuade you from specializing. Once you find that thing which you have a fierce connection with, by all means, specialize. Go after it an inch wide and a mile deep. But if you're still looking for that magic nut you want to spend the rest of your whole life cracking, be open to the shifting tides. Follow the course of progress wherever it leads you. You all know that the technologies you depended upon a decade ago are now the punchlines of jokes. So don't miss opportunities when they present themselves at inopportune times simply because they aren't what you imagine yourself doing forever. That being said, passion. Allow yourself to feel passionate about your job. Get attached. Fall in love. It's okay to nerd out. It's okay to talk your boss's ear off about the things that you like. Passion and dedication. Dedication goes beyond sticking it out and finishing the job. The ideal of dedication is sticking with it and finishing it out, even when you hate it. Even those of us who are fortunate enough to find ourselves doing what we love for a living. We crash against brick walls sometimes. There are issues I deal with every day that I'd love to not have to. But I'll tell you the big secret. You can write this down too. When you beat that wall down with your bloodied bare fists, you find more satisfaction, more pride, and more fire for the next one. Challenges are what make life worth living. And through their crucibles, they mold you into strong, independent, and fascinating individuals. You're not going to like everyone you're faced with, but I know that you can and you will overcome them. And I can't wait to hear those stories. Creativity. In my industry, we seem to always be presented with nightmare scenarios. Keep in mind, we bring in 2 baby grand pianos into what is usually a non-music venue, wire the whole thing up for a 2 to 4 hour concert. Whether it's piano legs sinking into wet ground, broken equipment, because let me tell you, equipment does not break when it is in storage. It breaks when it's out and getting used, which is not the greatest time for equipment to get broken. Or a trailer ramp being frozen closed behind an inch of what 50 miles further south was just rainwater. My technicians are great improvisers and great collaborators. They work together and they crowdsource solutions and they get the job done. A little plywood under the piano legs will shore them right up. You know, a computer monitor uses the same power cable as our subwoofer. As for the ice, well, that was a hell of a game of Tetris, finding a way to rear load the trailer through the side door. But we got it done through creativity. Confidence. When these challenges arise, welcome them. Welcome them. Take them on full bore. That's what leaders do. You'll always find them in the middle of trouble, because that's when things go wrong, they are ready. And more importantly, they're eager to get their hands dirty, and people are ready to follow them. And last, but definitely not least, is the importance of self-advocacy. Don't be afraid to toot your own horn. I don't know how that ever became a bad thing. Why do we have horns if they're not for tooting? Ladies and gentlemen, toot them loud and toot them proud. Where you have to, let your work speak for itself, and where you can, show people what you're proud of. Show people that you're proud of your accomplishments. Bring them in on your celebration. Bring them in, and boom, you have a team. You're part of it, and it feels good. I've spent most of this time talking about what you can do for you. But I want to take a moment and talk about what you need to be doing for others. There are a lot of organizations out there doing a lot of good for a lot of different folks. No matter your leanings or your beliefs, there's a group out there doing good. And you've heard of them, the Red Cross, Salvation Army, Goodman Community Center right here in Madison, to name a few. Give some time. You'll find that your time is your most valuable asset. And it feels real good to spend it thoughtfully and generously. Now there's another person that needs you to look out for them. And that person is future you. Put money aside for that person, because I bet right now they don't have anything. I know that right now many of you have debts and no jobs yet. You're at your most financially vulnerable. But past you made this commitment that you've seen through. There's so many ways to contribute to some kind of retirement plan. There are apps that put just a few cents aside at a time, things you don't notice until they start piling up. They will start piling up, and when they do, you feel a little more confident about setting a little bit more aside. Now those three people are sitting with you right now. Past you and the aspirations that have been laid down upon enrollment at MMI. There's future you that can't wait to share the stories about the amazing things they've built. And then there's present you, that person who is here celebrating this great accomplishment. Yet another in what will be a long string of hard-fought and hard-won battles. And you will lead the way. People always ask, you and what army? Well, just look around you. You've all won today. You and the army of leaders sitting beside you. Now go out there and win tomorrow. And we all want to hear about it. So stay in touch. Thank you all, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Josh. One thing I've never been able to do in my life is be a small business owner, so I really look up to the success that Josh has had there. And I'm also very appreciative that Josh is someone that has hired MMI grads. So thank you for your support for Madison and for our community. Thank you, Josh.